तिनक धिन धागे न 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 तिनक धिन.
Every day I wake, I make my mind up. I'ma be the one, be the truth, be the way. Yeah. Every day I wake, I make my mind up. Gotta keep my mind on the because they only telling their side of the story. Out here telling lies like they on Morid. And poor rich kids get their money on phone it. But down here in the hood, yeah, we know Forex. We growing up, yeah. We got the goods. Good on them assets, good on my back. Get rid of cash before the whole market crash. A news flash, just a blast from the past. We on the smash now. Be prepared to hit the gas, yeah.
Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch your game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, and we travel.
Try.
Blood eye, and we travel.
Woo. That's my child. Woo.
Blood eye, and we travel. Hey, hey, hit him with the higher. Yeah. Sharing no haka from Virginia. Yeah.
I know I'm more because I'm blessed. I know I'm more. I passed the test.
We got to see with the true eyes. We need some brand new bright ideas. We got the hearts and some great minds, yeah. If we could all just be sincere.
Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch your game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, and we travel.
Try.
Blood eye, and we travel.
Woo. That's my child. Woo.
Blood eye, and we travel. Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch the game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, and we travel. Hey, hey, hit him with the higher, yeah.
Not tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight. I just wanna make it right. Ooh, there's work to do. I wanna get you close to you. I wanna get you with all the things you want to do. Just relax and I'll take care of you. Anytime you want me, I'm saying that I love you every day, and I know like you love me, baby, if you feel it.
This could take quite a bit of time.
Pardon my autonomy. I know one day they'll honor me. This ain't pertaining to 28 Deuteronomy. Self-determination, controlling our situation. Ain't no more indoctrination from pale faces. How the fuck you bummy and broke but a pair of races? My lineage free people of color with a left maker. Each nigga. This right here maroon, now it ain't burgundy. If you plotting murder, I'm certain that you'll need surgery. Hurt from when the burner squeeze. Protecting tribe business. Only consulting with governments, tribe to tribe with it. Please don't confuse us with those considered native. Semi-autonomy never was in our nature. Just address me as Esther Lusty. Wild Indian status and Cherokees riding Ruchis. In my war bonnet, if you want it, bring it to your region. And black forces the same color the European. Pardon my autonomy, I know one day they'll honor me. This ain't pertaining to 28 Deuteronomy. Self-determination, controlling our situation. Ain't no more indoctrination from pale faces.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folks. You never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine.
Mississippi choir. Black leaves on the Mississippi land. And we've got God and cotton, we've got sons and daughters, we've got grit and glory, we've got mother stories, we've got strength like towers, we've got hope and power.
God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land. God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land.
Strength like towers, we've got hope and power.
God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land.
Father's lineage. I have a European Y chromosome. You mentioned that I have a European Y chromosome. So that's my father's lineage. I have a European Y chromosome. My father's line is of European ancestry. In fact, my great grandfather was European. My great grandfather was European in Georgia. And I knew that before I actually did the testing. Once I did the Y chromosome test, I found that, lo and behold, I didn't have a African Y chromosome. I had a European Y chromosome. I didn't have a African Y chromosome. I had a European Y chromosome. So it confirmed the oral history in my family. Whether I had a Y chromosome from Europe or not, it didn't matter.
Christianity. And he calls himself,
guess what, guys? I'm one of the foremost world leader in the knowledge on ancient texts and tablets, scriptures, papyruses, and cylinders.
But Billy Carson recently faced a challenge like never before. A debate with Wes Hoff, a Christian scholar and historian, and afterwards, Billy reportedly showed up to the producer's house at 2:30 a.m. demanding that the footage not be released. And if you haven't heard about this debate yet, there is a reason for that.
From the wake of the interview, Billy Carson has asked that the recording not be released. In my personal opinion, the conversation did not go well for Billy, though.
But fortunately, I got my hands on a copy, and after watching it, I can see why Billy tried to keep this off the internet. For the very first, and likely the last time, Billy had a debate where his claims about Christianity were put to the test. So let's break down why this debate was so damaging to Billy's credibility and his claims about Christianity.
Field, the human light body that extends around the human being, that light body, that the electromagnetic field and the shape of the field that's inside of that body, which is around a person, it's about 55 to 60 feet in diameter, and it's a perfect sphere, but inside is this very complex electromagnetic field. That energy field is identical to what's around the Earth. And NASA has slowly been able to identify all the various components in there. They agree at this point. I believe they do.
Peace to the party. It's your homeboy back again. And today I'm playing moderator. Y'all see the title. Lee Cummings called up. He say, man, he got some business to get clear about buddy Billy Carson. So Mac hit me. I'm doing what I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me get everybody up here so we can go ahead and start the conversation and get it rolling. So hold on, let me pull up Mac and Lee, and we're gonna go from there.
Peace.
Peace. Hold on.
Hey, what's
OG
good?
Lee, what's going on, man?
Man, trying to stay warm. Hey, what's the temperature down there?
Oh, we straight down here. I mean, it's still cold for the south, but it's probably like 40s right now.
That ain't bad.
Nah, that ain't bad. Normally we'd be in the 60s.
Oh, that's love.
Yeah, I know, right? I miss it.
Yeah, man.
What up, Lee?
What's good though? What y'all got
good.
for us
Hey,
today?
I'm good. I'm waiting on you.
Nah, man. I mean, shoot. Well, we played a couple clips just to get everybody in the room. I mean, I'm having difficulties with this camera, like how Sunday was, but I'm here though. You know, I told y'all ahead of time we're gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? No face, keeps the show from going on. So again, though, Lee, Billy, as we talked about Sunday, man, and Lee Carson, for everybody out there, we said his name. He is in the title, but we're not here to troll nobody about it. We're not going to troll nobody tonight. We're going to keep this in context, being that we've been dealing with you, Lee Cummings, and obviously Negro Question Series, and obviously the dictionary, and obviously the new book you got coming out. But Lee, for some of the stuff I would think will fit into your, box of what you could explain, or what's pseudo this and what's pseudo that. You know what I mean? So this is our opportunity to have this conversation with you. You know what I mean?
So are we opening with the Billy Carson debate?
I mean, I have a couple things. Can we go through that real quick before we get into that? Because I missed you, even though we was dealing with the addressing of the nations a couple weeks ago. Monte, you know what I mean? If you don't mind, give me the first joint, you know what I mean? So we can go into this. Everybody that's tapped in, Maranatha to you. Appreciate you for tapping in. We live.
You said the first?
Yeah, the first one. I guess, well, not the first one. After the whatever you done played. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. All right, here we go.
So let's go
Hey,
ahead.
so after you play the first video, then I drop a couple. You know what I mean? I drop a couple lyrics, and then you come back with the next one.
Ain't no pressure. Yeah,
let's get it.
All right. We'll do it like that.
The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, you discover that he talks about he developed the ability to incarnate at will on and in any plane that he desires. I've just done the work. I've read so much information and I've been able to put together so many dots.
You didn't come up with this. You read this from somewhere. What did you read that told you this?
The Gospel of the Holy 12.
The Emerald Tablets of Thoth don't exist. In 1925, a man named Maurice Doreal claimed to have gone to the Great Pyramids in Giza and discovered an artifact that he called the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. And then he produced a translation of the said document. But Doreal never actually produced any evidence of any tablets, merely told people he did. Sure, you can go on Amazon and buy a supposed translation of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, but you're just reading what Doreal made up. No archaeologist or Egyptologist today thinks there is any artifact called the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. The Gospel of the Holy 12 is also a forged document.
But money, I see there still, or he fell out?
I don't know. He's spinning. I don't see him. He may lost his connection.
Hold on there. I don't want to go. I don't want to miss nothing.
Yeah,
I don't want to miss nothing now.
Damn.
Feel me? Because I'm mad that my camera ain't even working. To be honest with y'all, for real. But
okay, he just dropped. He probably tried to come back.
He gonna come back in. Well, did I have another video? After that,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember my timeline with everything.
Nah, not 6. Nah. Look at your.
It's the source, correct?
Yeah.
All right. He said his battery, so he'd be right back in 2 minutes. You know?
Okay. All right. Yep.
I mean, so cool. He just texted me that. All right, boom. It was a video you played, though, Monte. What you thought about while we wait for him? With the video played dealing with the homeboy Kits for the genealogy. You know what I'm saying? What you thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, he telling the truth. This is why people, well, first off, the whole shit about, being able to tie these chromosomes and different things, I'm not in agreement with none of that because the people of the time who lived in these areas wouldn't have been able to give samples of anything. So unless you can bury up all the different types of people that lived in the area, there's no way for you to get a totality of samples, even if they existed, because you just can't get everybody that lived there, right? So, but the part about him talking about the European versus the African, genealogy tells us that that's for sure a fact for so-called the people that they would say was part of the transatlantic slave trade. Truth be told, you're way more often to find that European and Indian mixture versus an African in there. But you know how you folks play with people, man. He got to come tell the truth on the backside, you know, but we know what he really saying.
Yeah, and that's why when we started off with that clip, I wanted that to come in first, just so people can kind of see, because I'm from Sunday when we had, the bill, and obviously, shout out to St. Nicholas on this YouTube channel, played a clip from his joint dealing with the Black Europeans, and obviously, Lee Cummings with the Negro Question Series covered that information, how we came in contact with. I know tonight's show is not exactly about that. Hold on, he calling me right now. Hold on one second, y'all.
Yeah. But yeah, hey, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Like Miss Sherry say, like this video, share it. If you've been rocking with us and you've been a few times, man, come on, you might as well give us a subscription, man. It's free. You know what I'm saying? We ain't charged. Subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend, and chime in with your commentary. We ain't doing this just to talk to each other. Y'all normally have good things to say in the chat, so keep that coming. Let's see. So right now, having a little Lee lost his battery. He about to double back. Mac checking on him now. So they said they want to roll up Billy Carson's sleeve. So that's why we here. Now, me personally, I ain't know nothing about money, buddy, the metaphysical stuff. That's not my lane. I stick to history and law and politics. I really don't even care nothing about the other side. But after I heard how egregious he is, I said, okay, I know why they want to go ahead and get at him. Because a lot of cats like this who do this metaphysical and combine it with the spiritual, they really be out here finessing, bro. They be out here finessing the people, man.
That's a fact. Hey, Lee Cummings said it's the devil.
You know what it is. The whole stream really tripping as far as the connection, but it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, you see me tripping shit. I can't even get my camera to work. I'm like, what's going on with this? Where did this come from?
Yeah.
I mean, I was the first one though. As we buying time, it's like 3 minutes. I'm just gonna give him time to get it right. I mean, obviously Billy Carson's though, like you said, and people hear about the metaphysical thing. You know what I mean? We're going to be talking about a certain individual tonight that is tied to the text, and there's a lot of pseudographia. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to probably pull it back up. But you see, I gave you the definition. Right after the Emerald Tablets link.
Yeah.
We can put that on the screen for folk real quick now while we wait for them. And
yeah, because when you said this, I was like, bro, you know, I keep it real. I said, man, what the hell is this word, bro? I had to go Google it. I ain't never heard of this shit.
It's the bigger version of pseudo this and pseudo that.
I see. Hold on.
Yeah, that part. It is also tied to that Bible. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that might not know. Something that they call it was in between the Old and New Testament.
Hold on, we got some people in the chat. We got Ralph. He say, "Is Billy's credibility in question? If so, why?"
Oh, we gonna find out why. We waiting for our partner to come pull up. You gonna get your answer, Ralph.
All right, well, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
And then we got American Isness. All right, right back at you.
Like
my boy Mike David, Louisiana in the building. You already know Shreveport here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you tapping in, bro.
Obviously, anybody that had to watch the title, so y'all can get a little basis for this. Because we got, again, Lee with this technical thing going on. This definition, you know what I'm saying? Pseudepigraph. You know what I mean? And I like to say pseudographia, right? But obviously the word pseudo, you know what I mean, or pseudi, pig, see that word pig in there, right? Like pigraphia, that's how I pronounce it, pseudepigraphia, right? But however, when you look at the definition and how it's broken down as a noun, is just any of the various pseudo or anonymous Jewish Remember that time they didn't even have no J's back then. But anyway, religious writings of the period from 200 BC. Now, I heard a lot of people talk about, things that became non-canonical later on, right? Or considered apocryphal. You see that word underneath versus plural number 1? It has that word apocrypha. Before you click on it, though, no, go up. It's right there in small bar. You go see it says apocrypha next to plural.
Oh yeah,
it says pseudegraphia, right there.
Yeah.
So before you click on it, right, it's going to lead to the next source that I had kind of tied to what I wanted to actually about. You know what I mean? But either way, 200 BC to 200 AD, especially one of such writings, and even Lee earlier told me today that Psalms of Solomon should not be considered pseudegraphia. You know what I mean? Not included in any canon of the biblical scripture, usually used in plural. You know what I mean? So I found it interesting because there's many books, that we could point to showing that this apocrypha writings and the debates that's tied to it, I go from just a source standpoint. So everybody that's tapped in tonight, is he back there yet? I mean, click on apocrypha while we wait for
and I think I know why your camera went low. I think it may be your signal because your mic kind of chop every couple of words.
That's interesting.
So that's probably why your camera went low. It's probably the connection ain't strong, bro. Like I can hear you, you ain't all the way phased out, but I can tell that your internet's struggling a little bit, and that's probably why your camera ain't low. But you say you want me to click the apocrypha? Mac, you can hear me? Uh-oh, I think Mac signal may be messed up. Hold on, let me hit him. I'm gonna have to freestyle and keep it. Yeah, he's saying it's choppy. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna make it do what it do. Meanwhile, what he tried to do. He came on another one. Let me see if we want. Hold on, y'all. Let me try something. Mac, you can hear me on this one?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me better?
Well, you say way better. You must call from your phone or something.
No, I'm on the same joint. I just took off the Wi-Fi, I guess, where I'm at.
That's what it is, bro. Because this one sound way better.
My camera still ain't working. My camera still ain't.
It wasn't working on the other one. At least the audio working though.
All right, cool. I only can fix one thing at a time.
Exactly. We'll rock with it.
All right. So basically, though, when you click on apocrypha, right? Click on apocrypha real quick. You know what I'm saying? Where it take you to?
Yeah, it's low.
I bet. Apocrypha, right? Now, apocrypha is going to now take us into obviously the books. It says writings or statements of dubious authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Books included in the Septuagint. I know I said it wrong for y'all that be very into this, right? And the Vulgate, but excluded from the Jewish and Protestant canons of the Old Testament. It's interesting how it says that it's excluded from a certain groups of people's ideal of what is canonical and non-canonical, dealing with the apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do know, you know what I mean? I think, and I mean, I don't know where he's at because I want him to be here for this part.
I don't see him yet.
You know what I'm saying? I want him to be here for this, you know what I mean? So let me let it sit there. What's up with everybody in the chat while we wait for him?
Hold on. Mike Davis say, what up, Mac? I need a new book to check out. What you got for me?
Oh, man, there's a couple of books I'm into right now, Mike, man. I gotta think which one it depends on what you're trying to dig into, because I'll be into 2 or 3 of them at a time, depending on you know what I mean, the spectrum of things I'll be reading, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So what you trying to tap into, Mike? You say you're getting another computer. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna buy him time.
Yeah,
we need more people to pull up anyways.
American Isness say, okay, pseudo-apocrypha.
Pseudo-apocrypha. And it's something, but see, again, though, pseudographia or pseudographon is literally, again, apocrypha. So we can just get understanding what's being debated about. So that got to be input, because some people be looking at the debate and they be missing with even the context of the debate even is about. You see what I'm saying? So we have to have that right so that people understand in the context of what this conversation and why we're doing it the way we're doing it, and we called it what we called it. That this guy that called out Billy Carson that Lee Cummings wants to address, and we even he got called out on it. It is considered in certain cases pseudographia now, but I still have to call upon while I'm buying time for the man Lee to come in and what he wants to address with this. Because I got some shit I want to ask too and put into it, but in the manner of just dealing with the foundation of it before we get into all the things Lee's about to drop on it. Apocrypha, though, is obviously tied to King James too. And that's why I was waiting for him to pull up. And we showed it a couple weeks ago where the Apocrypha is tied to obviously the 80 books of the King James Bible from 1611. The original King James Bible is said to have 80 books. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think I sent that to you too, Monte. Let me look to see this stuff. Make sure I'm on
the Apocrypha.
No, not the Apocrypha, just the list. Because I think I sent
the other link.
The other link dealing with the
Does it say Apocrypha on it though?
No, it don't. I don't think I did send it to you the way that my order was looking at. Let me just do it like this there. Let me do it like this. I'm looking for it right now. Oh, that's what it was. All right, hold on. I ain't send that to you. I sent you the other one. So again, we just trying to buy time right now for Lee to come in. Cause I want the flow to go a certain way. I ain't expect, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How I really wanted to go down with the pseudo parts of this thing. But let that marinate on y'all though, because it says the books included in the Septuagint, and that's how I say it, y'all, on the Vulgate, but excluded from the Jewish and Protestant canons. And when we had him on Sunday, he talked about John F. Kennedy being the first Catholic president. If anybody caught that when he said that and broke that down, tied to addressing nations and what was going on, clearly it says that the Protestant, dealing with obviously King James time frame, was obviously not a Catholic. The 13 colonies is not tied to the Catholic crown. You see what I'm saying? Anybody out there that has missed that Lee Cummings has clearly broken down, obviously with even the introduction of the Bible being taken out, but obviously the fact that it's missing a lot of things dealing with what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Now the King James version, and just to give you some backup with this Apocrypha here, and wait for him to pull up before I pull up that source with King James on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
King James version, KJV, also King James, authorized version is an early modern English translation of the Christian Bible of the Church of England, which was commissioned in 1604 and published in 1611 by sponsorship of King James VI and the first of obviously England. The 80 books, again, remember, it's 80 books of the King James Version included in 39 books of the Old Testament, 14 books of what we are looking at right now called the Apocrypha, and 27 books of what we call today now the New Testament. We're not going to even get into the fact that the New Testament, they're saying that a lot of the 27 books is attributed to the guy we call Paul, or the Pauline, the Apostle Paul. Yeah, him. And we were talking about him yesterday. But either way,
hold on, we got Lee back too.
All right, there Lee is. There we go.
You back with us, Lee?
Yeah, the devil busy, man. It's satanic.
That's what it is. We back though.
My system went down, then the damn thing. Hey, I'm sorry about that, people. Then it started updating.
For sure.
All good. We back.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's like it never happened. My computer has never updated this time of day. Never.
So it
went through, but go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I was just going into something that I'm glad you're back now, though, so we can kind of go into this and get into the timeline of what we're talking about, right? So basically, as I was just breaking down again in the title of it, the pseudographia term that we used and how that word means for those who might not be able to, don't know when we use the term pseudo this and pseudo that. You feel me?
Right.
We know that the word pseudo this and pseudo that is like what we say it culturally, but it's tied to the term pseudographia. Matter of fact, go back one, Monte, so he can just see the word that we showed and how we clicked to get to here. You know what I'm saying? So he can see what he missed. You know what I mean? So boom. Is that me or you? You got a little background noise? Is this?
I think it's
feedback?
Lee.
All right, see.
I can't tell where it's coming from though.
Man, I'm sitting over here bugging. I mean, it don't take much to get you off your square. You know that?
Don't let them know. No, you gotta stay
I
grounded.
know, right?
You gotta shake back, bro.
Gotta shake it through. Hey, we all going through things out here in this world today.
Man, this thing,
you gotta
not only
stay
did this
focused.
thing update, but it gave me a nice little screen though. Yeah, I like this.
Okay. Well, you know,
like,
hey, pseudographion.
Screen, buddy.
Pseudographion, Lee. You see the word? You see the word up there on the screen?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Right, exactly. I'm just showing everybody else. You see the time frame so everybody else can see. You see where it says that this word is being going back to Jewish religious writings from the period of 200 BC to 200 AD. So obviously it's before Christ, right? You agree with what they're saying here?
Yeah.
I want people to hear you.
But
I've
never seen that word in none of the manuscripts or the stone stills.
Of course not.
That's a pretty big word. I think
It's
the
a
only
big
word
word.
they use, the word they would use would be a word like shakar, shakar, SHQAR. That means false.
AKA cap.
Right. This word right here, studio, means false. And the word that they would use in Israel would just simply be shakar, false.
Right. I mean, being that even going back to that time frame is when they say graphon, it literally means carving in the time frame of the 200 BC period.
That's true.
So people were writing on papyrus in 200 BC. You know what I mean? Or before they were writing on tablets, correct? And I mean, you went out, but I showed I know you want to go into the Ember tablets part, right? So
I'm gonna go straight to. We're gonna deal with the first thing we're gonna deal with is I think the brother name was Huff, the European.
Yeah.
All right. So before you do that,
we're gonna deal
let me
with.
Flash this last joint. Let me flash this before you do that.
We're gonna deal with the so-called angels sleeping with women. We're gonna show you the ancient manuscript don't say that.
All right, bet. So Monte, so we can flow real quick now. He back. Click on Apocrypha, and then after we go back to Apocrypha on a slide, we're gonna go to the next source dealing with King James. You know what I'm saying? And obviously we read into this, and I was reading Lee. It's saying, and I want you to hear this because I don't know if you heard me say it. It's saying the King James Version, KJV, also the King James Bible, and the Authorized Version, early modern English. I don't know. We got a lot of static though, Lee. You get a lot of static on your side.
That's because my computer is trying to come back in on the other one. All right, I just came out of it.
All right, bet. Early modern English translation of the Christian Bible in the Church of England, which commissioned in 1604 and published in 1611. It says by sponsorship of King James VI. It was 80 books. Hold on. You want to mute him before you want to talk?
Go ahead.
All right. It said that, Lisa, you can hear everybody hears too. It was 80 books of the King James Version, included 39 books of the Old Testament, 14 books of the Apocrypha, this word here, and then 27 books of the New Testament. And then, Monte, I want you to show the other source with the King James and that.
You got now. We done practice now, man. What's the number?
It's gonna be my fault. Let me give you the number real quick. Thank you for reminding me. My bad, dog. See how things be working, but we gotta work through it.
It's all right. This is why I'm running the board. We're gonna keep us on the float. You hear me?
Yeah, so for sure. I appreciate you, dog. It's gonna be number 7 on my
all right. Oh, I got it right here.
Walk down number 7. Boom. So the 7 going from the Apocrypha, obviously, this is the person, and Lee, you weren't here, and this one I want you to chime in on before we go into that. It's just the fact that because the term itself in the title, so people get it mixed up. Apocrypha, and historically, because you're the one that put us on to King James introduction being missing. Obviously, the fact that even going into the 19th century, that being that we just read and showed, well, I didn't show it, but I read it, that it's saying that there's 14 books of the Apocrypha that is missing. Go down real quick, because we read this a couple weeks ago with pseudo this and pseudo that. Right there. That's all I want right there is that part. It says Apocrypha is a selection of books which were published in the original 1611 King James Bible. These apocryphal books were positioned between the Old and New Testament. It was also contained maps and genealogies. The Apocrypha was part of the KJV for 274 years until being removed in 1885 AD. A portion of these books were called Deuterocanonical books by some entities such as the Catholic Church. And Lee, I just wanted you to, put your thoughts on that, and then it's on you.
That's the thing, King James has a book out that he wrote. See, a lot of people don't even know that King James was an author. He didn't just translate the Bible. He wrote a book called the Basilica Duran. And in the Basilica Duran, King James says that he did not read the apocryphy books. So I don't know, and I'm not sure because I haven't read. I published a Bible that had the introduction in it. I haven't read it in a while. I've been so busy working on new stuff. You feel me? But I don't know if somebody out there can fact check. But I'm 100% sure that King James stated that he did not read the apocryphal books. And people ask the question, okay, man, are you against that? No, I'm not against anything. This is what I tell everybody. I don't care if you white, red, or orange. And if you call yourself, I'll tell you the same thing. My issue is if you got a copy of one of these books, then you should have a copy of the original that was written in Aramaic, or what they call Paleo-Hebrew. That's my issue.
That money. On that point,
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, my thing is people they showing up with all these books, right? Okay, where's a copy of the original? It's got to be a copy of an original somewhere.
That part. And that's where I think people are having a hard time following, or what's pseudo and what is historical, which we might get into too. But the conversation is still about Billy Carson's being exposed about what the man that debated him did. And I don't know if you missed that in the beginning. Do you want me to give you the segue based off how this whole context come into play, or do you want to just go in on that right away?
No, I just it's a lot going against me today. It's like very interesting. It's like I put this spreadsheet together, and it was a nice little spreadsheet, and it just disappeared.
Lord knows.
Shit.
No, I'm good. I mean, I'm professional. I work around this. All right, let's go into it.
Okay. All right, so do you want me to play the video of what he lost the debate about, or do you just so everybody knows what you're about to talk about? You good?
Hey,
all right,
man,
run it. All right, you can take that down, Monte. Then.
All right.
Let's go ahead. Let's go.
That's a novice would fall apart. All right, check this out. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
I'm gonna share my screen, and where's the share screen on here?
Should be toward
I
the bottom.
got to come back to you. I got to go settings, right? Or is it present? Present.
Yeah, present.
Share screen.
Yep.
Share screen, and then all right now. Now the Gentile, and that's what we call white people. That's a safe word where you can use a word like that. It has no racial backdrop. It's just a word that we use as an adjective to describe. Now check this out. Y'all see my screen?
Yep.
I'm moving it around. But
yeah,
I
we
want
can
to
see
read
it.
you something. Now the first point that we're gonna make today to this show. This is very critical for all you scholars out there, all you people out there that's searching for the truth. There's a lot of dogma and a lot of doctrine that's on YouTube right now. I always say when YouTube started out, or the internet started out, they had this grandiose idea. And I thought that it was going to elevate the church, elevate the consciousness of our people. But guess what happened? That evil element is taking advantage of the internet as well. So we out here teaching the truth, right? And all we're interested in is the truth. But then we got some other people out here that what? They spreading lies deliberately.
Oh yeah,
And
for profit.
So the brother Billy Carson has been running around. He's making money off lies, and he's making money off the fact that our people, and I like to use this word very lightly, and I don't mean it in the negative sense or the connotation negatively, but the word ignorant. The word ignorant means you just don't know, right? So since our people don't know, they basically falling for the okie doke. And one last thing. For some inexplicable reason, the Hebrews, the elders in the camps are telling the people they don't need to learn how to read Hebrew. Well, if the people could read for themselves, then they would know that Billy Carson doesn't know what he's talking about. Case in point, I'm going to get to it. I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to read the part where, and I'm going to read it in Hebrew, and then I'm going to translate it. But this document is a primary source, because Huff, he calls himself a historian and a scholar, and I like the dude, and I think he is a historian, and I think he is a scholar, but I think he's out of his league. So he says, he does a piece. First, Billy Carson says that these the Nephilim, that they slept with the sisters, these angels slept with the sisters, and that they had children by these angels. But we're going to show you the word for, I had this real beautiful spreadsheet for y'all, man, but you know what? The devil is a lie. The word for angel is malak. I want somebody to fact check me in the audience. The word for angel is malak, M-L-A-K. I'm going to spell it again, M-L-A-K. Now, the word for children, or the word for sons, is B-N-Y, Benai or Benny. Now, if I had the other spreadsheet, if I had the other computer up, I could show you literally what I mean, but I might still be able to pull something off. But I'm going to read this sentence to you and show you why the Nephilims were not angels. It says right here, it says, now this line right here where it says,
which line you starting at, Lee?
I'm gonna start in line 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth line going down and we're gonna be reading from right to left. You ain't gonna understand me, but I translate. So it says, Al Abon to the daughters of Adam of man, and Lada, he begot Lahem to Gabriel. Now, Gabriel is princes. So they begot princes or chief men or noblemen. This other word is Adar, Alif Dalet Resh, and it means mighty men. So, and I'm taking this, I think, we're taking this from the 9th chapter of Genesis. And then it says, and this is what's crucial. And it says, and what was born to them was Benai or Benny, the sons. They were born the sons of Elohim, the sons of God. Now, if it was angels involved, it would have said the first word that we talked about, malak. That is the Aramaic or the ancient Hebrew word for angels. It didn't say malak. It said Benai or Benny, which is sons. So that's one of the issues that Billy Carson is having, is that he don't understand that since he can't read the original Hebrew, because if he could have, the way he conducts himself, he would have did that. So what we have here is, in this text right here, this book, this ancient manuscript is carbon dated between, I say maybe 200 to 400 BC. But based on the verbiage that I've seen on this manuscript, I would have to give it a carbon date to about 800, 850 BC. And that's just my opinion, since a lot of people have opinions out here. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
So what am I saying? I'm gonna give a brief recap. Basically, what I'm saying to you is this manuscript, the original verbiage on this manuscript does not teach. Hold on. It doesn't teach that the angels slept with women. It teaches that men slept with these sisters. And I'm banking that, or I'm basing that off the fact that they use the word Benny instead of the word Malak, which is the word for angel. And that's the first point. Anybody got questions before we go any further?
We got a few. We got some trolls in the chat. But
that's all right. That's right. And look, what do haters do? They make the world go round.
Yeah, you know how that goes. Just a little
bit
of
what
that.
They say.
So one dude, he was so let me start from the beginning. He say, so what manuscript was written before Babylon? All that shit pseudo.
No, that's not true. Tell him he could hear me, right?
Oh yeah, he can hear you. He in here.
Okay.
Or he or she, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but yeah.
Okay, before Babylon, sister, before Babylon, Israel had always kept a record. This is another issue that we having with these people that's calling themselves scholars, and I'm not addressing this to you. I'm addressing this to the people that spread out around the world. People don't understand. The ancient Abraham was a Sumerian. He was the original Sumerian. How do I know that? Because Abraham came out of Ur of the Chaldees. Ur is in ancient Sumer. So, our father Abraham was what? He was a Sumerian. What were the Sumerians credited with? They were credited with being the first people on earth to write. They were the first ones to write. They were the first ones to do operations. They were the first ones that came up with medicine. They were the first mathematicians. They were the ones that gave us the sexagesimal system, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, the 360-degree circle, the wheel. It was ancient Sumer, of which our father Abraham came out of Ur of the Sumerians. So why did I say all that? Because we've been keeping records since the beginning of the creation. We kept our first records on, we called it on tablets. It was called a Toldat. The eldest son in every Sumerian family had to keep the genealogy and the records of his family. And I'm saying this for a reason. We have always maintained records. Second point, any people that says that their history is an oral tradition, that is code word for barbarian. Only barbarians don't have an alphabet to maintain the history of their people. Because what does that mean? That means after every 50 to 60 years, when the Zakan or the elders die off, you got to start. What do? You start all over again. Why? Because you didn't write nothing down. That's stupid, ain't it?
Yeah.
So why am I saying this? We've been keeping records. We kept our record of when we was in ancient Sumer. You know, Billy Carson said, the so-called Hebrews bit off the history of all the nations around them. No, we was in Sumer. We wrote the history down, what took place when we was in Sumer. Abraham went down into Egypt. We went into Egypt. We was there for 400 years. What did we do? We wrote about the 12th and the 18th dynasty of Egypt. We went into captivity to the Assyrians. What did we do? We wrote about the Assyrian captivity. We recorded the Assyrian captivity. We recorded the Babylonian captivity. So to answer your question, mister, what was we doing? We was writing our history now. And the Bible is a history book.
Hey, I think I see what the problem is with him. So look, his next comment, he said King James used 40 white boys to translate the Semitic trash.
Hey, okay, let me respond.
Go ahead.
First of all, I don't mean this in a disrespectful manner because I don't know you. But I will tell you this. Your brainwashed history is coming out your mouth.
Yep.
Because the Europeans were black people. The evidence that supports this, you can find in the Negro Question, Part 2, Part 4, Part 6, and 7. We got the ship best. They give an eyewitness description of the black Europeans in 1715, 1745, getting off the prisoner ship, the Jacobites. Go back and do your history, your research.
Hey, I could tell he definitely not he
That's
not
all
ready
right.
for that
Hey,
part
listen,
of it.
brother, listen. We're here to help you, man. We're here to elevate you. We're here to enlighten you. You know, people, they talked about the Illuminati. And I tell people all the time, the original Illuminati means to illuminate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who were the original Illuminati? It was the church. It was the Christians.
Yeah, but as we know, we expected people are going to be here to root on for the Billy Carson perspective. Just like I know some people that rooted on somebody before him named Dr. Malachi Z. York that talked about the Anunnaki and all the creation stories that are or civilizations. But as you just said just now, Adam, and you said it the other day, Adam, Mesopotamian, Sumerian, tied to that culture.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You've already said that. So it's not like what Billy's saying and what you're saying is too far off in a manner of a cultural standpoint.
Listen, man,
but it's more, it's deeper than that, though, as you're going to show in this conversation.
But if you read your Bible, you can see that the history, that's being recorded in the Bible, our people recorded the history of every nation that they came in contact with. I did a lesson one time, and I told somebody, I said, it's not our fault that we're intelligent. We are being penalized for being smart enough to keep the history of our walkings and our sojourning, of the places that we live. Hey, you lived on the west side of Florida. What did you do? Somewhere along the line, you kept a history of that. Where's your history? The pictures that you took. You took pictures of your cars. You took pictures of the court you played basketball at. You took pictures of the beach. You took pictures of the hood. That's a recording of your history, man. So if you in a finite state, you could do that. Why you find it so hard to believe that the Hebrews were conscious enough to maintain a history? They got their own chronicles, don't they? What is Chronicles? The book of Chronicles is a what? It's a record of the birth of a nation. So all I'm simply saying to you is, you should be proud that these Hebrews kept a history of every nation that they came in contact with. Because you know what we call that, brothers? We eyewitness account.
Right.
Guy got robbed the other day. He called the police. He said, did you see the guy that robbed? He said, yeah. He said, what did he have on? He had on a black hat, blue shirt, and orange shoes. I remember because the shoes was orange. They was glowing. So you get an eyewitness description. They pick the guy up. They come back and get you. Say, is this the man? That is the man. Who you gonna believe, brother? The brother that was there that recorded it, or you gonna believe the historian in this generation who is 6,000 years away from the event? Right. Can I preach?
Oh yeah, you own it.
The eyewitness. This is the issue that we've been having with our people. They don't even. It's one thing to believe what's written in the book. It's another thing, you don't even believe the eyewitness. Well, who you gonna believe? The Bible says, to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed? And who is gonna believe our report? We giving you the eyewitness account, and you still throwing rocks at me.
Mm-hmm.
Can we win? I don't know.
So, hey, as you showed that, though, there's some more things that you wanted to show about what Billy Carson and the pseudegraphia of why he was exposed by the guy named Wes. And even though I don't agree with everything Wes is saying, because like you said, he doesn't, do what you're doing right now in the process of translating from English to Hebrew, right? Aramaic script, what was really the real interpretation of the book dealing with a cultural people. That some people still debate and think it's just dogmatic and just all made up. But like you said, we know there's a historical group of people tied to a kingdom, and that's not a religious thing. That's a real historical thing. When we deal with the King's List of that Bible, that's not like some made up people. Those are historical people. You know what I'm
But
saying?
what I
So
want to,
I
but
think
what I
people
want
get
to
that
stay,
mixed up.
but I want to stay on this. I don't want to lose. I don't want y'all that's out there. I don't want you to lose sight on these two key points that I mentioned in this introduction. The first point is the original Aramaic or the Hebrew name for an angel is Malak, M-L-A-K, Malak. I want you to fact check me while we doing the show. Y'all don't fact check the truth. Don't believe me, just fact check me. Maybe you'll feel better about me. So the Hebrew word for angel is Malak. Ain't no such thing as the word angel in our language. Malak, M-L-A-K. Second point, the name for son is Benny, B-N-Y, or Benai. And the point that I'm trying to impress upon you and make you to remember is that the old timers, this old scribes that wrote this manuscript right here, they never used the word Malak for sons of God. They used Benny, which is a flesh being. So we got these people running around like Billy Carson and some of these other people running around for ideas that an angel slept with a woman. I got one question for all you people out there that I know are smart. If angels were having babies by women, how come they're not still doing it? Crickets. If it happened back then, it should still be what, y'all?
Yeah. Why would it stop?
Hey, the same concept applies to evolution. If a monkey had a human, it should still be happening what? Today.
Yep.
The tadpole evolves into a frog, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's still happening, right?
Yep.
The caterpillar is evolving to a butterfly. It's still happening, right?
Yep.
Last time I looked.
Mm-hmm.
So these people making these grandiose claims. Where's your evolution of an angel sleeping with a woman and a child being born? It never happened. It is a mistranslation of the scriptures, and you ought to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, if I didn't know this, it's because I didn't take the time out to learn how to read Aramaic. That is your fault. You can't blame everything on the teachers. A lot of them teachers can't even read. The Bible says that one took a book. He said, read this. He said, I cannot. He said, why? He said, because I'm ignorant. We read this is an ancient manuscript in front of you. I wish I could pull up my screen. I'm gonna try because I had prepared something for you guys that you could visualize, that you could copy these screens and you could fact check us while we working. But what's next?
Well, I mean, I want you to go into the fact that what Billy talked about with Joshua, you know, who we call Jesus Christ today, and how Billy's being obviously called an antichrist. I've been hearing because of that debate, and people have been calling him that as well. But I would like your historical, breakdown on who we call Moran Yahshua HaMashiach, and historically, like you show that how he talks about him, Egypt and all the correlations that people I think get confused dealing with the biblical book historically and mixing it up with dogmatic stuff. So, if you don't mind, before I
now check this out. Before we go any further, let's look at just hold that. Let's look at this other major point. Now, check what Billy Carson said. Billy Carson's running around telling people that Jesus went down into Egypt and learned the mysteries of Egypt, and he stayed down there, right? Did y'all hear that one?
I have. Yes, I've heard that. I've heard that. Yes, of course.
Now
yes.
check this
I've heard
out.
him talk about.
We got proof. Check this out. We got proof in the Bible that when Jesus went down, or Yeshua, and for all you perfectionists out there, we'll say Yeshua and we'll say Jesus for our brothers and sisters, that's all they understand. So don't be so hard on one another. But check this out. The brother goes down. We got proof that Jesus went down into Egypt and he came back the same year. Now, but Billy Carson said that when Jesus went down into Egypt, he was gone all the missing years. He was down in Egypt learning the mysteries. Man, is this? No, this ain't it. Hold on. He was learning the mysteries of Egypt. So everything he learned from the Egyptians. That don't make no sense. I want to read something to y'all. This is Bible time. I know this ain't no Bible class, but in order to understand this, you got to break out the Bible. So I want you to put a Bible on the screen for the audience. I want to go to Matthew's, and I want to pick it up in the 2nd chapter, because in order for us to understand this lie that Billy Carson is telling, you have to use your Bible. There's no other way around this. So
you say Matthew 2 and what?
We'll pick it up in Matthew's the 2nd chapter, and we're gonna pick it up. And I'm gonna pick it up at verse 1 just so we can get the subject, because I don't want somebody to sit back and say, "Oh, he just picked it up and read a scripture." You know, we got a lot of ignorance out here, and you got to give them what they're looking for. You just do. Oh, it's called the response. No wonder I couldn't find it. Now you know what I've been doing the whole time. I've been working 2 screens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been working 2 screens. I'm back in play. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to Matthew 2 and 13. Hey, would the audience get a better vocal from you reading or myself?
Hey, you got the biblical wisdom. You gonna hit them with it.
All right, I'll come on with it. Ready? So I'm gonna pick up at the first verse for y'all, so y'all can hit it. I want you to pick up the subject. I don't want you to think I'm trying to work a 3-card Molly, 3 peas in a pot, or a Jedi mind trick. It says now, Matthew 2 and 1. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. Now I'm going to skip down to verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt, and be thou there till I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. So here, this is like a movie playing out. Yeshua / Jesus is born. Herod is trying to kill him. Now I'm going to read another script, verse 19. It says, but when Herod was dead, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, take the young child and his mother and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. And verse 21, he arose and took the young child and his mother, and they came back into the land of Israel. And verse 22, and when he heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither, notwithstanding being warned of God in a dream. He turned aside unto the parts of Galilee, and he came and dwelt in the city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. Now, this is the question. I read that pretty good. You can tell I went to school, right?
Yeah.
I learned how to read. Praise the Lord. Now, check this out. So the plot thickens. He did go down into Egypt, according to Billy Carson. So we got to give Billy Carson passing grade on that part. But Billy Carson said he stayed down in Egypt. He was down there for years. Like the missing years, he was down there for multiple years. We're going to show you. I'm going to see if I can pull up this article for y'all.
All right.
Hey, no, you do it. You know why? It'll give better credibility to the show.
All right, how can I find it, though?
Just Google primary source, Herod died. King Herod dies in 4 BC.
All right, hold on.
That makes sense?
Oh, yeah, I just searched.
Because I'm on one side of the country and you're on the other side of the country.
I wonder if it's it right. Is it from the International Planetarium Society?
If it says Herod, hold on. Let me come out of here.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Check this out. Now we back in the game.
Yep.
Okay. What year did Herod die?
It's a beginning. It says 4 to what? I don't know why it's.
Does it say 4 BC? It should
say. Yeah, it say 4-3 BC.
Well, they running a date.
Oh, okay.
But the date is 4 BC.
Okay.
So now the consensus amongst all scholars is 4 BC.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I put together a spreadsheet for y'all. And check this out.
All right.
Let me see, Windows. I put together a spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet right here, can y'all see that? You want to make that larger?
Yeah, make it larger, but we got it on the screen though.
Can you see that? Do I need to make that? Do I need to make that larger?
Let me try something real quick. Hold on.
I can on my end. I can make it larger.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Yeah.
I like that. Now
Yep.
check this out. This timeline begins with Adam, and I could go through it for y'all, but we don't. The time is not good. We're not here for a math class. But this timeline begins with Adam, and what I did was every time a son is born, I subtracted out a year. So Adam was created in 4142. After 130 years, Seth was born, 4012. Then after 105 more years, Enos was born. So I did that all the way down until I got down to the year of the flood. Now the year of the flood right here is 2486 BC. Then I said, okay, I know there are 292 years in the 11th chapter of Genesis. So I subtracted that out of the 2486, and I got the year. I got the birth of Abraham. So Abraham was born right here in 2194 BC. Okay. Then some of y'all know script. He was 100 years old. Isaac was born 2094. 60 years after that, Isaac had a son by the name of Jacob, Jacob. 91 years later, yeah, I bet y'all didn't know this one. Jacob was 91 years old. Joseph was born. Joseph was 17 years old when he was sold into captivity in Egypt. It was in 1926 BC. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Israel was in Egypt for 430 years. So I subtracted that out. I got the correct year to Exodus. This is 1496 BC, and it's the 18th dynasty. Let me see, dynasty of Egypt. And check this out. And the Pharaoh of the Exodus is Phar. Let me see.
Boy, Lee, you must got one of the computers from the goddamn 90s.
Check this out. This is Pharaoh. Pharaoh Tut, actually, it's not. It's actually 2007. Pharaoh Tutmosis one.
See, that ain't no better. Tech years, but keep rocking.
You know how much money I made off this computer? Boy,
hey, I ain't mad at you, bro.
Stop playing. This is my baby. Hey, I got a brand new computer. I got a touch computer, and I don't like it.
I don't like that touch.
It made me happy though. I was like, man, this is technology. But anyway, let's get back to the game.
Yeah.
Now check it out. So the Exodus was in 1496 BC. 18th dynasty of Egypt. I want y'all to hear me out here. All the pharaohs in this dynasty had the last name Moses. No brainer. Moses dynasty. Pharaoh Tutmosis one was the pharaoh of the Exodus. Now, how many years? From 1496, the year that was 396 years of judges. 1100 BC was this was the first year that King Saul reigned. Minus 40 years, 1060 BC, the first year David reigned. 40 years later, 1020, King Solomon. Then what I did was we got the first year of Rehoboam, Solomon's son. There were 393 years of the kings of Judah. That brought us down to 587 BC. And to that brother that called in and was talking about the Babylonian captivity, here's a date for you. 587 BC. Run that. 581 years later, in 6 BC, Yeshua or Jesus come through the woman's womb, Mary, because it wasn't his mama. Because if Mary was his mama, he could not have been God. I'm going to say it again. The book said, in the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And what he put on flesh and dwelt amongst men. He just climbed in a human body just so he could die on the cross. He was born in 6 BC. 6 BC to 1 BC is 1 year. I mean, 6 BC to 5 BC is 1 year.
Yeah.
5 BC to 4 BC is what? 1 year.
Yeah.
What's 1 plus 1, class?
2.
He was 2 years old, right?
That part, that's what they say.
He was 2 years old. Now, see, he talking about my computer, but look at my skills, G.
Oh, you know what you're doing, though. But I know by that spreadsheet,
Hey.
that shit old as hell.
Now, check this out.
As long as it worked, goddamn.
Yeah.
We all
Hey,
get
man,
it.
listen,
Class,
man.
goddamn.
Hey, let me tell you
Hey, that's the
something.
chronological, though.
Hey,
Hey,
it
that's
wasn't
the
working at
timeline,
first,
though.
but God be with you.
Hold on now. The devil
Veronica.
was busy, but guess what? This is what I do. I'm a professional. It don't listen, man. I could take a 1920 automobile and drive it cross country just like I do in 2024.
That's the bad boy.
All they need is gas. All right, let me keep going. How old was Jesus when Herod tried to kill him? But let's see what the Bible says. It says right here, it says, oh, here it is, verse 16. We back in Matthew 2 and 16. It says, then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. How many years is this? 2 years. What year did Herod die? 4 BC. And he was 2 years old. Why? Because he tried to, from the time that he got the news, he backtracked 2 years, say, if I kill them all from 2 years old and under, I got him. What year did Herod die? He died the same year that he tried to kill Jesus. And when did Jesus come back to Israel, to the land? I went at verse 19, Matthew 2 and 19. But when Herod was dead, that's 4 BC, right? Jesus is dead.
Hey, wait, Lee. It's something important that people need to understand, right? In the time frame of when you said Herod is tied to what kingdom?
Well, he was an Edomite.
And the Edomites were ruling on what kingdom is this? Because it's obviously not.
Esau, but right now he was an illegitimate king sitting on the throne of Judah, or what you call Yahudah, Judah.
Okay, in the kingdom, right? Historically,
right. He was set up by the Romans because they were colonized.
Oh, and he's tied to the Herodian, right? Dynasty?
That's the Herodian. That's the root. Well, his father actually started the Herodian line. But I want to stay focused on this point.
Okay, I just want to make sure people understand that so they can trace it on their own time. Because historically speaking, you know what I mean? Go ahead, though.
To the listening audience, if Yeshua was born in 6 BC, he was 2 years old in 4 BC. That was the same year that Herod died. Now look what the Bible says. But when Herod was dead, behold, a malak, or an angel of the Lord, appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, arise, take the young child and his mother, and go back into the land of Israel. What year was that? 4 BC. So why am I belaboring or why am I kicking this dead horse? Because Billy Carson said Jesus was down in Egypt for years. No, he wasn't. He went and came right back. That's another lie that we done caught Billy Carson in. Now, let's move on. Let's move back over here. Well, all right, what's your next issue? What's the next point we're gonna deal with? And then we'll go from there.
Well, again, I mean, you obviously are in this, so everybody that's in the audience is tapped in with us live.
Take questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's people, trust me, they're in the chat talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got, matter of fact, Monte, if you don't, want to share the screen for what they got in the chat here. Some people are saying, how is Jesus alive before the Messiah?
He is the Messiah.
That's what I mean. That right there was an interesting thought. Like, Moran Yahshua HaMashiach. Yahshua, the Messiah, as they would translate Hamashiach to Messiah. So he is the Messiah, historically speaking.
All right,
right?
Look.
Tied to the house of David in the time frame of Rome occupying the kingdom of Yahuda, right? This is historical. Right. So if the time frame of when Rome is historically governing over the kingdom of Yahuda after the time frame of the Herodian dynasty, right? This historical person is called his Messiah by obviously some of his own people and obviously what we call Gentiles.
Well, let's go. We're gonna let the Bible answer that question. He said, how is Jesus alive or the Messiah? Well, the book gonna tell you in the book of John, I think it's the book of John. Let's go to John 1:45. And we're gonna let the disciples answer the question for that brother. The disciples gonna answer you, brother. Was that John 1:45? Is that right? That's what I said. Let's go to John 1:45 and see what the disciples say. He said, the brother said, well, how is Jesus alive before the Messiah? That's a good question. Well, let's see what the Bible got to say. The Bible says this. I'm going to pick it up at verse 43. No, I'm picking up at verse 43. John 1:43. The day following, Jesus would go forth into Galilee and find Philip and said unto him, follow me. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip findeth Nathanael and said unto him, we have found him of whom Moses and the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of God. No, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
This is where I think it gets interesting. Yeah.
This is who Moses was, but I want to read you the place where they called him the Messiah. He said, well, we found the Messiah. Let me see if I can find this script.
Yeah, that's interesting. What's my next joint though, Martin, right so we can know?
I thought it was John 1:45. Go ahead. What you say? Oh, hold on.
Finish your thought.
Hold on. Let me see. I want to see. I thought it said Messiah specifically because I don't want that brother to be disappointed in me. I want him, if you're gonna hate me, I want you to hate me. I don't want you. I don't want to be partially hated, just like you don't want to be partially loved.
That's real.
Y'all don't like me. That's all right. All right. I'm trying to find. Give me one more second, guys.
All right. I ain't rushing it.
Because I don't want the brother to be disappointed. Because this thing right here was not done. It wasn't done in secret. 4:25. I know 41. Oh, here it is right here. I almost missed it. Back up to verse 41. John 1:41. No, John, the first chapter and the 40th verse. This is what it says. One of the two which heard John speak and followed him was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. Verse 41. He first found his own brother Simon and said to him, we have found the Messiah, which is being interpreted the Christ. So Yeshua was the one that everybody was waiting on, brother. Go back and read Daniel, the 9th chapter, the 26th and the 27th verse. And it told you when he was going to come. That's why the wise men was in Jerusalem looking for him. They did the countdown from the 70 weeks in the 9th chapter of Daniel. But go ahead, brother.
Hey, you know what's interesting about that though? Yeah. There was some thing, and I know we ain't gonna do that tonight, but I was looking at this while we were talking about this topic, and it talked about Luke, and it talked about Luke in the 77 generations. Are you familiar with that?
He was talking about, I think it was only 42 generations from Abraham to Yeshua. To Abraham to Yeshua, I think it was 42 generations.
I think they were counting though from Adam for some reason though. In this thing I saw, I could be, in the manner what you just said, that countdown.
But to answer that, brother, Jesus, he was the Mashiach or the Messiah, and this is the one that because John asked the question when he came to River Jordan to be baptized. John said, "Are you he?" or should we look for another?
Are you him?
So
Is you him, nigga? Yeah.
Ain't that man on everything. This is what he asked me. He said, "Are you that dude?
Are you him, bro?"
Y'all want to read that? Let's read that, because I want to be hated. I don't want to be partially hated, just like you don't want to be partially loved. That's our bridge tonight, all right? Here
That's
it
the
is.
bridge.
Right here. You gonna ask him? He said, "Man, are you that dude?" Let me see if I can find that scripture for y'all, because this is what we're about. We're about the truth, right? We don't deal with conjecture. Let's go to John. Let's go to Matthew's. Let's go to Matthew's 11:2. This almost sounded like this is a Bible class.
Yeah.
Hey, Facts only said. Hey, Facts only said this is like the logic of Israelites, and I don't like. We're not even Israelites, so that's how I know he lost in the whole conversation.
We just dividing the script.
He called us Israelites because we having a
boy be
conversation about
sensitive
Billy.
about
You
this
know what
here,
I'm saying?
boy.
Like,
check
bro,
it
they
out.
gotta
Bible
call
stuff get him
names
in
and
their
all. You supposed to be on
feelings.
Facts only.
Look,
What's wrong with you? It's funny. Go ahead though.
Here it is right here. All right, Matthew's 11th chapter, and I'll pick it up at verse 2. Now, when John had heard in the prison the works of Christ, he sent two of his disciples. He sent two of the guys. He said, verse 3, and he said unto him, art thou he that should come, the Messiah? That's what he's talking about. Or do we look for another? That was the question. They was like, man, are you that dude?
Or not? Let us know so we can move on.
And he showed them who he was by the works that he did. Next question out of the chat.
No, because we gonna have to keep it moving. Because see how if you know what I mean, we can go back and forth because what we really want to deal with Billy Carson's pseudograph. You know what I mean? And I think people can get dismayed by their questions, which they should have plenty of time with all the stuff that's out there. So as we're presenting the sources of what you're presenting, because first off, as you just showed, we know that Billy, and I want you to tell me because you said it, Billy has said certain things about the person they call Jesus Christ.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Hold on. Let me just ask the whole question. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can hear it. If the person,
that's the thing that the audience has to understand tonight. We're dealing with the statements that Billy Carson made, and the only way we can deal with the questions and the statements that he made, we have to go back to the original source. Billy Carson is making religious statements, so I can't go and get an engineering book to respond to him. I can't go get a book on indigenous people to respond to the dude.
Right.
I can't
You gotta talk about the Bible. Ain't no way around it.
I can't go get the Negro question to respond. I got to go get what? I got to go get the thing that he's kicking against.
Right.
So how could you be angry with your brother because your brother is well-rounded? You should rejoice that we are well-rounded, that we can deal with political issues, that we can do a current event, Russia, Ukraine, and Syria, and then we can come back and open up the script to you. What more can you ask for free?
It's the party.
Really just that simple. Yeah.
Am I right there?
We talk about the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Buddy just asked the question. He said he already got dealt with. What more can you say that West didn't already say? Well, just keep listening, my boy. That's what you said.
That's what you
really just that simple.
Right?
But this is the thing. The Gentile cut Billy Carson's head off. What does that mean? That means that the brothers can't chime in?
Right.
This is our thing. Everybody's commenting on our thing. And one of our brothers has went astray. He's acting a little satanic.
For that paper. He's selling a lot for that money.
Yeah, man. The comments he's making, man, he blaspheming.
This what Buddy just say right here. Billy about that money. This why he doing that. Because hey, let me say a little quick rant real quick. Because y'all on the Bible, this ain't my lane. But this is what I can tell y'all. The reason why somebody like Billy can exist is because a lot of y'all suckers, bro. A lot of y'all will buy into something because it feel good and it sound good with no real standard of truth to what they said. Nobody really check them. Y'all let these folks go around, hit y'all in y'all pockets, and y'all be good with it. It was even somebody in the chat trying to defend this dude, bro. Like, this be the problem.
Hey, man, but what is it? But what say this? And again, I can't go to an engineer's book to respond to Billy, and I can't. The only way I can do is I got to go back to the script. What said the scripture? The people perish for what? Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. Yeah, I know
and
that
then,
one.
And you perish for lack of knowledge, and then guess what you do? You turn around and you stone your teachers.
Yep. For trying to tell you the truth. We deal with it every day at the autonomous party. Y'all come around here to be on the bullshit, but the truth, we got to battle you niggas backwards and forwards to get you to listen.
Yeah, man, you have to be, if you're going to be a scholar and if you're going to be of any use to your people, you got to be well-rounded. You can't just be, I can't just be a scholar in indigenous things, or in a Hebrew Israelite, or apostolic, or engineering. If you're gonna be that guy, you need to know a little bit about everything so you can have a moment like this.
Right.
You cover the spectrum.
I'm trying
the whole life.
Right. And you are where you're supposed to be, because if you wasn't supposed to be here today, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, tap out. But at the same time, tap in.
Don't
we
tap
got to go
out.
into.
We don't want nobody to tap out. Tap in. Don't tap out. Tap in.
Tap out if you a sucker though. Forget that. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go, Lee. We can't save them all.
That's all right.
Everybody can't go. We're not religious in that matter.
Hey guys, you know what your job is? Your job is to plant seeds. That's all your job is.
Yeah, Carlos 40 definitely is.
If you don't know how to farm, then it's over with for you.
Right. You plant the seed. You plant the seed. You let the Lord do the water.
Yeah.
No, but real talk though. As we talk some shit though, for the timing of the sake of the, the convo, I wanted to ask you again though. You clarified that we over here at the party, we historically will call him, shout out to Nine Ether, Maran Yahshua HaMashiach. We know it translates later on to Jesus Christ, right? We know that people obviously look at.
No, it don't. No, it don't.
I know, but I mean that's what people would say. That's what people would say. That's what I'm going with. To keep it simple. Okay, but you're right. Go ahead, though. Correct it, because I don't like to use that term anyways.
The clarity is, this is the clarity. The word salvation, all over your Old Testament, people don't know this, that when you translate the word I want y'all, instead of hating and throwing rocks at me, fact check me.
That part.
If the word salvation translated into English becomes Yeshua. And then once you translate Yeshua into English, you get Jesus. So if you go backwards from Jesus, going backwards, you get Yeshua. And if you go backwards one more time, you get salvation. What is that? What is the point that I'm making? His name was hidden right in front of your eyes, but because you didn't have a good teacher, you didn't know that the word salvation meant Jesus or Yeshua. Why? Because he came to be the salvation for Israel first, and then the rest of the world. That's what his name means.
So in the manner of the time when Rome is historically dealing with the man that they call Maran, Yahshua HaMashiach, and what he is dealing with in setting up the ministry that obviously will be tied to, obviously today people follow, obviously not only Yahshua, people that were being of Yahudi, the kingdom of Yahudi, who were being Yasher and following him, but at the same time, the Gentiles that would be Yasher as well in the spirit of following Yahshua.
But
at that time,
before Yeshua, the word they use for death is moot or muth. On the cross, and no such word as cross. The only word they could have used back in them days was Osa or os, which means before he was hung on the tree, nobody had salvation in the world but us, brothers. That's why when the woman at the well ran up on Yeshua and she said, "Hey, our father Yaqub gave us this mountain and this well," and Yeshua said, "Woman, salvation is of the Jews." He was letting her know, ain't nobody got salvation. Why? Because my name is salvation, and I'm Yehuda. I'm a Jew. And I was sent, to the lost tribes of Israel.
Well, hey, I want to get to this thing, though, because obviously with the lost tribes and everything, there's a mysticism that I think that Wes as well. You know what I mean? We played the clip before you came on to open up the joint. But what happened?
He a good dude, and I like the white boy. He's a real good dude. I like him. He got game, but he's not a minister. And you can tell he's good. He's in his field. He's into Greek and that Coptic and fine, but he can't. If he were to come and jump in this backyard right now, he'd be like Billy Carson trying to get out that backyard. I'm telling y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. One time, I was in the hood. Check this out. You're gonna like this story. I'm in the hood one day. Man, my little brother come get me, say, hey man, the dude's on the next block. So I'll go on the block with him. I chased the dude, right? So I chased the dude. He jumped the fence into his backyard. I'm like a superhero. I'm right behind him. I jumped the fence. When I hit the ground, he was standing there with a hammer in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did? I turned back around, jumped the fence.
You finna get on your ass.
But you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys that are calling themselves scholars, this is a very applicable story that I told. They are jumping, they crossing over in other folks' lanes, jumping in other folks' backyards. Guess what? You got to be very careful because you might not make it. You might get your career ended, aka Billy Carson.
I mean, hey,
that's why I said, go ahead.
But Dean, I want to get back to somebody that goes back further than that, because he be talking about obviously the Emerald Tablets, and the Emerald Tablets obviously dealing with more of the what would you say, the Emerald Tablet? Because you said you showed something earlier dealing with something that would be tied to the correct.
Well, the Emerald Tablets, you know, he's tooting or touting the Emerald Tablets. Like, he can't translate them. He has read the translated versions, but I went and translated them because there is an Aramaic Hebrew version that was translated by what's this guy's name? What's Newton's first name? The physicist.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Well, I don't know if he's a sir, but they called him sir. I never.
Yeah, that's what they said. I don't.
They called him sir. I'd be like, "What's good? What's good, Isaac?"
Yeah,
but anyway,
my boy.
Yeah, you feeling me? But check this out. So Sir Isaac Newton translated the Emerald Tablets into Aramaic Hebrew. So I went behind him the last 2 days because I knew we was going to do this show, and I wanted to make sure that I was 100. So when I went back and I translated, what I came up with was this. The guy Hermes is talking about, part of the translation is he's talking about the sun, the moon, and the wind. And so he says, I'm paraphrasing, he says that the father is the son, the moon is the mother, and the wind is the child, and that the sun penetrates everything that's living. Now, there's a word that they used. There's a word that they use in this on that tablet. I don't know if I put it on this sheet right here for y'all. Here it is. Can you see the screen where I got this old eternal and world? Can y'all see that?
Yeah, it's up there.
Now this is a word. This is a word that's found on the Emerald Tablet, and they may have mistranslated this on Billy Carson's side, where they thought that this meant that this meant God, or this is one of his names. It's not. It simply means eternal or everlasting. The Lord's name is spelled. Let me see if I can do it right here. This is how God spelled. If I'm gonna take this right here from Malak. If you were spelling God's name, you would go Alhim, A-L. Hold on, guys. Y'all man, do you?
No, you got it.
We're gonna have a show. We might as well have a real show. Let me see if I can. I wanna bring, man, my computer. How can you tell my computer's old?
By the way the spreadsheet look. I this what I do every day, so I know for sure. Yeah, this is an old ass version.
You messed me up, man. I was like, hey, who's this guy? This guy's a spy.
Yeah.
He's the guy's a spy.
I couldn't even deny it, right? You saw that, right?
I couldn't
even deny it. But Hey man, I got a brand new one, bro, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's just like getting a brand new anything. You know, the first thing you say
it's
is, man,
hard
like the
to
Lord said,
yeah.
that old wine is better. Now this is what it's gonna look like. Now I'm just taking this from here. I guess I'll just copy this. That's what I'll do. So this is what it looks like. This is what his name looked like from right to left. Not Olam and not Elohim. So these guys are making these comments, and I'm real surprised because even the brother West making the comment. This is what his name is in Hebrew: Alhym from right to left, not El. There's no E in Hebrew. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's his name, and that's the name that you see on the ancient manuscripts as regards to him, or in regards to him. If I said that correctly. I'll put my sheet back together.
This is what they're gonna get when they take the class with you and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let us fly, bro. I like that fun. I like that. Yeah.
Come on, man. Listen. This is the thing. If our people knew how to read Hebrew, they would have been knew that Billy Carson was lying about the angels and the women. If you understand, just like just how many people are the people still commenting in the chat?
Of course.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, let's take a couple questions, and then we're gonna mention something about Nimrod that's gonna peel your wig back.
Okay, so let me moderate this thing the right way. So Mac, I know you got shit on tilt. So what you trying to do? Cause we at the hour 36 mark.
All right, so we only got like 20 minutes left in this point though. So we could do like a couple questions, and then we can close out with what I got.
Yeah,
like
why we gonna close out? We just got
started. We got a 2-hour mark, man. These people don't have the attention span to go no 3 hours on no conversation.
It's how you play it, man.
It's not how we gotta come back because these people don't have the attention span to really even go 3 hours with all this information.
Chop it in half. Part 1, part 2.
We're gonna have to come back and do a part 2.
Right,
you know what I mean? But this is to draw their attention to the conversation that we know that, like you're explaining, of certain things that is going to be very detailed in certain ways that takes time and patience to do. So in this, we're only going to.
Hey, it really ain't questions though. They just really making comments. So let me read what I want to read. He say y'all. Hold on, let me put it up here. He said y'all ain't get on the white boys who get paid off pseudo shit. Zachariah Sitchin, Eric Von.
Hey,
what did you say? Hold on, but first though, before you say that though, Lee. Before you say this though, Lee, we care about the people that influence our community first. So anybody that come on the radar is what they call black people. That's who we care about first. So if they just popular in white circles, that shit really don't mean nothing to us. Because most people that is in our community don't even check for them. Go ahead, Lee.
Really don't. I don't give a damn about no Zachariah Stitchin.
Tell the brother.
Or no Eric Von. He sound like some German dude. Like Blumenbach and them.
No, he's wrong. You know why?
Of course he is.
Billy Carson is a disciple of Sitchin. So
right. But that's what was even funnier. Either way.
Let me finish. If we check Billy, we checking who? We checking
Zachariah too.
Yeah.
Right. At the same damn time.
Right. Listen. We dealing with current events. Sitchin is dead.
Right.
And Billy pick up the mantle or picking up that kind of information.
And listen, and when you come on this show, be prepared. Because today you had a Bible class. And I know you wasn't expecting that. They mad. Don't be mad. You should be glad somebody cared enough about you to show you the truth.
Let me see what else we got in here, man. Really
You're right, though. He said, "Hey, the white people attacking Billy. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like that. Hey, we put himself out there. We can't do that.
That's on him. That's on his body, bro.
Like what? That's autonomous position he put himself in. You know what I mean? The limelight, the money, and everything come with it. Goddamn, like Biggie said, more money, more problems. You put yourself in the position, my guy.
Hey, he tough. He tough, ain't he? He'll be all right.
He's right. He'll be all right. That part. So let me get my joint in there though, because time is right now. All right.
Yeah. All right. Hold on.
All right. So since we still is talking about Billy and the pseudegraphia things that people call pseudegraphia and the apocrypha and the things that are tied to the apocrypha. All right. So in the apocrypha, he mentions Lee terms like Enoch and Metatron. I know you've heard and know in the chat. Anybody in the chat out there that's heard, obviously, Billy talk about Enoch and Metatron. All right.
We got something for that too.
All right. So do you know what we want to just address? Because I like Enoch. I always tell people Kabbalistic, man, Merkabah, all that good stuff, man. That's down my alley. Call my car Merkabah. Shit. At the same time, the titles of and this is from Michigan University. You know what I mean?
Nah,
this
Marquette.
Is from Marquette. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. I said Michigan. That blue and yellow should fuck me up. Marquette.
Hey, got a green. I got you, my boy. It's Marquette. You know, you got to be on back.
Gotta be on back. Yeah, I'll be slipping sometimes these different universities, but
still prestigious. Everybody know Marquette. Goddamn Dwayne Wade them.
Yeah. So Marquette University has this article obviously dealing with this topic, dealing with the obviously, Enoch. Slide down a little bit. I'm gonna give him a little bit of this Monte. See, pseudographia is in there. That's why I say published in the Journal for the Study of Pseudographia. So Billy, you might want to take a note. All right. So now it says in the introduction to the English translation of 2 Enoch, F.I. Anderson states that all attempts to locate the intellectual background of the book have failed. Among these endeavors were several efforts to establish the connection between 2 Enoch and Ma'aseh. You know what I'm saying? And that's Ma'aseh, how you might pronounce it, right? Merkabah, right? One of the essential contributors to the approach of Hugo Oldenburg points out that the similarities in descriptions of the celestial titles for Enoch and 2 and 3 Enoch may have important evidence of the possible connection between 2 Enoch and texts of the Merkabah tradition. The purpose of this article is to call attention to some details of these descriptions, which might shed new light on the relationship between the early Enochian and Merkabah traditions. This is another name for Enoch, as you see, you slide down, the Prince of Presence. And I like that joint, it's fresh. The substantial part 2 of Enoch narrative is dedicated to Enoch's ascent into celestial realm and to his heavenly metamorphosis near the throne of glory.
Hold on. That's Billy Carson's ideology.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm showing something. I'm just reading a source that shows where he might be,
But I got something to show. When you get through, I'm gonna show you what the Lord said about Enoch.
Okay, that's what I want you to do, because I want people to have their part, but I'm showing sources that's out there that does touch upon. You know what I mean? I'm just reading from Marquette University. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it says the Prince of Presence. Obviously, Oldenburg may well be the first scholar to have discovered the characteristics of the Prince of Presence in a long recession of 2 Enoch. He successfully demonstrated his synopsis of the parallel passages from 2 and 3 Enoch, and the phrase stand before the face forever does not serve merely as normal Hebraism to be in the presence or but establish the angelic status of Enoch as Metatron, the Prince of Presence. It says the title itself is developed mainly in chapters 21 and 22, which are dedicated to the description of the throne of glory. In these chapters, one finds many promises that Enoch will stand in front of the face of the Lord forever. Keep sliding up. Monte, see, I'm used to saying that. In the terms of the theological background of the problem, the title seems connected with the image of Metatron in the Merkabah tradition, which was crystallized in the classical Hekalot literature. You know what I'm saying? That means palaces, by the way. That Hekhalot literature, palaces literature. Ezekiel is tied to this. According to the legend of the Hekalot tradition, Enoch was raised in the rank of the first of angels, literally Prince of Divine Face. I'm just going to go. They got here now. What they going back and forth about? Different names now. That's the universities out here now. Like Lee, you about to touch something. That's why you say you want to debate about what the universities. I said we're Billy leaning on something. Hold on, let me scroll down, Monte. We almost done with this joint right here. I wanted to end on this right here with you tonight, and then we're gonna have to probably bring it back. You know what I'm saying? But it says Merkabah traditions emphasize the role of Metatron as the knower of secrets. According to the 3 Enoch, he is wise in the secrets of the master of the mysteries. He is the one who received these secrets from the angels and from the Lord, the Holy One. He serves also as the revealer of secrets, the one who is responsible for the transmission of the highest secrets of the prices under him, as well as
That's
mankind.
right, prices. That's right, prices. That's supposed to be princes.
Yeah, I know they messed up. That's a mistype from them, ain't it though? Obviously he brings in Moses. It brings in Moses, and then obviously comes into Moses talking about that when I reveal. I'm gonna stop here. When I revealed this secret to Moses, then all hosts in every heaven on high raged against me, and said to me, "Why do you reveal the secrets to a son of man? The secret by which were created heaven and earth, and the Torah, and the wisdom and knowledge of thought, and the gnosis of things above, and the fear of heaven. Why do you reveal this flesh and blood?" They're talking about obviously Moses getting this information. They call the Torah being tied to Enoch, Metatron, as it says right there. According to the theological material, Enoch, Metatron is responsible for transmitting the secrets of the written Torah as well as the oral tradition. And Metatron brought them out of the house of treasuries and committed them to Moses, and Joshua to the elders, and the elders to the prophets, and the prophets to the men of the great synagogue. In the late Merkabah, Metatron, Enoch is the guide and the revealer of the secrets to all who are initiated into the account of the chariots, which is Merkabah. That the word chariot translates to Merkabah. What you think about that? I'm gonna stop there, Lee, because I don't time that while.
I'm gonna let Yeshua answer you. This is garbage. And I'm gonna let Yeshua answer this. This is what it says. This is John, the 3rd chapter, and I'm gonna pick it up at verse. I'm only just gonna read verse 10 so you can get the subject.
Go ahead.
Jesus answered and said unto him, "Art thou a master of Israel and knowest not these things?" I'm gonna skip down to verse 13. "And no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven." So this is Yeshua. Now Enoch was born around 3,000. Let me see. He was born 3,000, I think 3,225 BC. I got a spreadsheet on it. And Yeshua was born at the time that Yeshua is making this comment. This was around anywhere from 26 AD to 29 and a half AD. So 3,200 years have passed since the death of since the translation of Enoch, and here he is right here telling the brothers he's having church. He might have had a show just like we doing, and he said, "Ain't no man ascended to heaven." That was 35, almost 30.
Yo,
hold on, it's Lee.
Oh, he froze on that one.
Yeah,
it might have been Enoch. Say, hold on
Enoch
now,
on his ass.
Enoch, like, hold on now, bro. What you talking about now, bro?
Yeah, he's still frozen.
Talking shit for real. That shit crazy.
Yeah, he's still frozen.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Enoch, my guy, though. On Esther Lucy, ain't gonna lie. Enoch, my dude, for real.
The screen just went out. Let's see.
That shit crazy. Slide up so everybody can just look at it while you see if you come back. If not, we play the video. We're going to print this back because of time. There he is.
Did you catch that?
No,
was
you froze, man.
Yeah, Enoch on your ass.
That wasn't me. That wasn't
yes,
me.
It was. Oh, yes, it was.
Okay, hold on.
We were live the whole time.
You lying?
Yeah, I swear.
I swear to God.
I swear. That was on you.
Hey, all right, I got one thing though. Did you see the scripture I read?
No, that's why you're gonna have to bring it back.
John the 3rd chapter. John the 3rd chapter says.
Oh no, we heard that. We heard that part. We heard all that.
Yeah,
right.
no man ever seen it happen. That was almost 3 years. That was almost 3,200 years after the translation of Enoch. Everybody thought he had went to heaven, Lord, and y'all, and Yeshua, he took care of that. And right there in the book of John, he said, "Nobody in heaven, no man has ascended to heaven."
But all right, so people like Elijah and other people that is talking
Elijah,
about in the book.
They see
are not like put in the position of well, once again, all right, but hold on, Lee. In Genesis, does it not say that Enoch would never saw death?
No, the book did. Yeah, but it
What's
didn't
it say? What's it say?
It didn't say he went to heaven. See, that's
God took him. Wait. God took him, so he didn't see death.
But
And
he
then,
ain't go to heaven.
like, why is this like again? See, this is why this is going to be a good series of conversations we're going to have dealing with these topics, because I think that that's what leaves things open for people to think right now. Because the Apocrypha, as we started off this conversation, what people think is non-canonical and what's canonical today, I'll be wanting to understand how people of that go back and talk about these topics all day and everything, dealing with the biblical book, but then certain parts of the book they omit. Why don't they want to read the whole thing if it's supposed to be tied to the Most High?
Because somebody came along and told them that this same book that Big Mama thought was okay, and Big Mama and Big your great greats going back to the plantation and on the other side, they thought this was okay. You live in a generation, man. You live in a generation. Look at this generation. They don't believe nothing. They would rather die than live.
I got the judges for you, and we're gonna leave you alone after that. Because I got one canonical joint, and we're gonna leave you alone tonight, Lee. And we're gonna come back on this one. We're gonna have to do a part 2 to this right here, though. You know,
I don't even know if I'm capable of getting a part 2 amount of information. Yeah.
No, we don't. No, not dealing with Billy Carson in the whole thing, because I think what you want to address and if Billy or any of his people want to address what you just addressed, we can line that up like we said. Because you say you want to address, you addressed it dealing with the obviously with the person they call Jesus Christ, and obviously dealing with certain things of Egypt and the Emerald Tablets that you wanted to really. Like obviously, like you said, the white guy West that debunked him, dealing with the gospel of Barnabas, and what's that big word he used that's in Greek? Some I don't even it's pseudo either way, or whatever they call that term in Greek. That still exposed Billy though. It exposed Billy though. So, however, Monty, you can pull up the judges one right after that. This one. All right, so can you make that bigger for everybody?
Don't read that.
Don't read. You see. You want to read this?
Yeah, it's gonna make you look bad.
No, but this the source dealing with judges and angel of the Lord.
I tried to save you. Go ahead.
I only wanted to put it out there because I want people to think about it and make their comments and do. Hey, this is a conversation. I ain't gonna look back because see, I'm not the person caught up in these things like everybody else is. You see, I just like to present the information and people gonna have to tap in and put their thoughts on what they're saying. So I ain't looking bad at all because I'm not a Christian nor Israel. I'm Esther Lucy. I'm a Maroon. For real.
Go ahead.
And in this situation, the term angel of the Lord or angel/messenger of YHWH, because you were talking about it earlier. You said that the word angel in Hebrew, and it's still a learning lesson, right? And angel is malak, M-A-L. Right, all right, so that's the translation for y'all out there that don't know. Angel, malak means angel. So, and then YHWH, and obviously that word Lord later on in English translates to what you're seeing here. We can slide down though, Monte. I just wanted to point that out. They got some verses obviously talking about in Judges. I only want to ask the question that is Judges to you in your history of and research of these things, is it canonical or non-canonical? Before I read anything.
The book of Judges, the book of Judges is straight. It's in the book.
All right, so it's canonical. It's not apocryphal. I want to make sure everybody hears that. All right, so slide down real quick, right? You know what I'm saying?
He's setting the trap, y'all.
No, I'm never setting the trap.
I just saw it. Yeah, go ahead. Good shot.
I'm just saying though. I'm just reading what the source saying though. Judges.
Go ahead.
I mean, hey man, it's my only thing I got for you tonight on the last. I'm ending with my saying.
I like that. Right, hey man, is that canonical? All right, go keep going.
I had to make sure everybody caught that part. Is it canonical or non-canonical?
Go ahead, man.
Period. You know what I'm talking about? All right, so obviously these are a couple verses here though, you know what I mean, that's mentioning. Anybody can go research them. I ain't gonna read them because see, that's for those who out there that want to debate about it. I know you know about it. I know you know that Judges is canonical and that it's mentioning the angel of the Lord. And my question is to you. I just want to ask you, you can just give me a straight up question, you know. Who is the angel of the Lord in your mind before we get out of here tonight? Lee?
I told you I was slippery. you know, you can back me. And I'm gonna tell you, like Muhammad Ali used to say, you get caught on the ropes, it ain't so bad if you know how to fight on the ropes. Now you got me on the ropes with your question, and I'm gonna mess with your mind though.
Go ahead.
There are two angels. There are two angels that are mentioned in the Bible. It's only two holy angels mentioned in the Bible and one bad angel. The two holy angels are Michael and Gabriel.
Mm.
So that there right there is two angels of the Lord, and then you got that evil angel Lucifer.
Interesting.
Come on, man! I told you I was slippery. You had me on.
I know
you
you're
had me on
slippery.
the road.
I ain't gonna lie to you, but look. I see what you just did, though. I see what you just did, though. But you know, I ain't gonna let you slide just that quick. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You asked me who the angel.
No, I asked you one question. I'm gonna keep my word on that. Because I don't want to. We ain't got to do that. Only reason why well, I'm gonna say in your response, yes, there's angels tied to working on behalf of, as they say, the Most High in this context of the book. But I'm saying that the person that fits being the specific angel of the Lord, to me, as I said to you, I can't say I can prove it, right? As people like to wholeheartedly be on, right? But Maranatha, goddamn, I look at, if in Hebrews 11:5, which is canonical, if Judges is canonical, and if in traditionally an ethnic group of people who are now labeled the kingdom of Yahudah in exile in certain things that tied to Moses and heritage you just broke down tonight, is not pseudo. So if that's none of that pseudo, then if they're Hebrew 11:5 is showing that Enoch is the hero tied to the Old Testament time frame, then in the New Testament, why would it not correlate that he could be it too? I'm just asking, why could he not be that angel of the Lord in this time frame if he's thought of to be heroic and be the first one to walk with God before the flood? Why could that not be the case in your mind? Let's slide on that one.
Because that's a demotion.
For who? For who? For him?
For me. See, I'm gonna read you a scripture, and then I'm gonna leave y'all something to chew on, and then we'll get back together, and then tell me what you got. I'm gonna show you.
I want everybody to think about this now. Listen to what he's about to answer this question. This is tied to this whole thing now. Go ahead.
That's a demotion. I'm gonna go to the 82nd Psalms. This is the 82nd Psalms is what man is going to become in the resurrection. That's why the Bible says he made man a little lower than the angels. So right now we're just a little lower than them cats. But in the resurrection, we're going to get a promotion. And this is what we're going to become according to the script. Psalms 82:1. God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judge among the gods. Verse 6, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. So in the resurrection, you're gonna be the son. You're gonna be a little God.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna have a promotion over the angels, and so brother Enoch has been promoted. He just got to wait on the rest. He got to wait on the rest of us though. But Enoch has been promoted, and that's a little bit too much for y'all. Okay.
No, we're gonna leave it there though. I know people gonna have to
for the next series.
I think people gonna have to. Matter of fact, this Sunday I got 9 Ether. You know what I mean? Pulling up on this, and we've been talking about this, so we're gonna talk about it. You can pull up on Sunday if you want. You heard me? But we go. It's the holiday time they call it, right? We're going to the feast of dedication type shit.
What we need to do is, some of these shows that me and you that we do. Don't put no time limit on it, because
bro, it's hard to do that in our time frame.
Man, just go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Don't have me on here because I'm gonna cut that motherfucker.
That's what I'm
be
saying.
here 4 hours.
So don't put no time limit on this thing, man. So we can't, because like sometimes
Hey, listen,
I'm having
Lee,
fun.
I
So
know you is. I
yeah,
hope
I'm
they having
enjoying
fun in the
myself.
chat too. I hope
All right.
everybody really that tapped in with us tonight on this special. Actually, this is a special because y'all know we usually just do outside of Monte Humble with the news, doing the news during the week. We a Sunday show, so when we pull we out the box and we pull out different guests to talk about certain topics. It's a special that we know we can't fit on the Sunday type thing. So we appreciate everybody that tapped in.
I'm
Tapped
finna
in
break
with
out.
us.
I'm finna break out, but listen, in the listening audience, take my class. It come out to $25 a week. You know that's gas money. So, I don't know, depending on how big your car is. That's just gas money. That's $25 a week. Take the class. Let me teach you how to read, write, and speak Hebrew. All right? All right, hey, man. I'm going to holler at you guys. I'm actually got sleepy, man, just now.
Hey,
oh, look at that. You went from wanting to go an hour, now you sleepy.
That's why I don't
Hold
listen
on,
to that. That's why you need moderators.
Yeah, we talking shit.
It's 11
y'all get y'all pieces out, boy, because I'm going to get a clock on y'all, boy.
It's almost 11. Oh, your time is 9:44.
Hey.
We ahead of you. It's
Hey,
almost 11 our time. We going to get out of here before 11 now.
Hey, y'all. No, how y'all, Palm, La Shakba. It is time to go to sleep.
All right, then have a good night.
Yeah, y'all let
we say in the South, I'm finna slide.
Monte, play a little clip on that geometry joint though, because we did read about it. And when we see y'all coming up, play the joint though for everybody so we can get them a little something out of here. The Merkabah joint. The hidden of the Merkabah. We're gonna close out with a little video for the folks because we talked about Enoch and this term Merkabah and the traditions and the chariot term. I just want to throw this video in there. You know what I mean? For those who just tapped in, just because I feel like everybody need to just be, you know what I'm saying? This is interesting, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it. Shout out to Chief Cali that tapped in late night with us too. See everybody else tapped in. Tap in. Go ahead, Monte, before we get out of here. Peace, y'all.
Is a powerful sacred geometry symbol that has its roots in Judaism and the Hebrew Bible. It has intriguing mathematical properties and is heavy with symbolism. The Merkabah, also called the Merkava, is made of two tetrahedrons which spin in opposite directions. These two opposing three-dimensional triangles make up the image of a star, creating a three-dimensional energy field surrounding every person. The idea is that every single person in the world has this energy field around them, regardless of whether they're aware of it or not. From a 2D perspective, the Merkabah looks very much like another Jewish symbol, the Star of David. So where does the Merkabah come from? This symbol was born from the vision of prophet Ezekiel in the Hebrew Bible. He used it to refer to the throne of God, describing it as a chariot drawn by 4 living creatures. The word Merkabah means chariot, but when the word is dissected, we see that it's made up of 3 separate words. Mer, meaning light, Ka, meaning spirit, Ba, meaning the personal soul or personality. Put together, Mer, Ka, and Ba implies the union of the spirit and the person surrounded by light. The word Merkabah is believed to be an Egyptian word, but it's also found in Hebrew. Based on Ezekiel's vision, Merkabah as a school of early Jewish mysticism began to flourish during the 1st century AD in Palestine. Later, between the 7th and 11th centuries, it was centered in Babylonia. Accordingly, the Merkabah is believed to be a vehicle for the soul to ascend to higher realms of consciousness and connect with the divine. It's not exactly clear when the Merkabah symbol itself came into use. The majority of Merkabah literature was created during 200 to 700 CE. It's safe to assume that the symbol dates back thousands of years, but we don't really know who came up with the image of a 3D double triangle image. The Merkabah is the core geometric form in many sacred images, such as mandalas and yantras. In these Far Eastern traditions, the Merkabah represents the source examining itself and the polarities that exist to keep energy in balance. It's sometimes used as the symbol for creation itself, and in some cases the central symbol for certain deities. Much like the Sri Yantra, the Merkabah is also used as a tool for meditation. In this context, the Merkabah is said to be a source of enlightenment and power, which helps people realize their full potential. The Merkabah also embodies the following concepts: divinity and purity. The Merkaba represents pure and divine energy while constantly harmonizing, spinning, balancing, moving, and flowing in all four directions ceaselessly. The energy field created by the Merkaba is said to extend beyond one's body and to even surround the planets in the solar system. Femininity and masculinity. The triangle at the bottom of the Merkaba rotating counterclockwise is symbolic of femininity. The triangle at the top spins in a clockwise direction and symbolizes masculinity. The two spin in opposite directions simultaneously, symbolizing a combination of opposing energies, feminine and masculine, cosmos and earth. Balancing energies. The opposing energies come together in perfect balance, the union of which results in the activation of protection and light around the body, which transports a person's awareness to much higher dimensions. The symbol also reminds people of the potential power that can be yielded when they find balance and unite their own energies. A divine vehicle. The Merkaba symbol is quite similar to that of a star. It's said to be a sacred divine vehicle made of light and designed in such a way as to connect or transport the body and spirit to higher realms. It completely surrounds the person and can be activated using breathing techniques and meditation. An approach to the world. In Jewish culture and religion, the Merkaba represents a multi-layered approach towards the world, the ecosystem, and the nature of humans. Hasidic Jews see the symbol as a way of contemplating how to become a better person. Today, the Merkaba symbol is still popular, not only for spiritual purposes, but also as a fashion statement. It's seen a resurgence in popularity as the interest in esotericism and Eastern symbols increases. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow so we can continue making more videos like this. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Niggas, the top 5 lister, double S drifter, separate sipping, and you know I came with it if she cute. Dope.
Whenever I start to feel alone, I just play your voicemail that I say before things change. Now I read the message you sent, trying to tune out when you say I know you love me, but you should just forget about us.